you to trust me.
Oh, Geronimo!
I know when your birthday is.
That's actually pretty close. That's actually pretty fucking close.
That's really creepy.
I'm going home. Mom, this amusement park's weird. I want to go home. Oh no. Hey people, Renegades here, and we are going to be watching some more Seth Zintak. Today, we're watching Tribal Hunter Review Hyperinflation Edition. So,
he plays a lot of games that have weird editions.
Well, it's not a real edition. Did he just make that up?
Huh? Did he just make that up?
Yes. Oh. Well, he does that with almost every single one of his games. I mean, every single one of the games he plays. I think for the fucking Fable one, he called it I forget what it was, but it wasn't a legit version of the game. And as you all can see, we have Asher here with us. Ashy boy, who's that good boy? Who's that good Ashy boy? Oh my goodness. Yeah, buddy, we love you. We love you, Ashy. It's okay. So, what are you looking up?
I just saw I got mentioned in the comment about something.
So who commented about something?
Somebody commented back to something I commented on. I was just wondering what they said.
Look at this little jowl he's got down here. Like a turkey waddle.
A neck floop.
Yep. But yeah, Asher hasn't been. Well, he's been in some of the videos we've done, but I'm glad that he's down here with us again and having a good time. Also, we just went in his previous keeper's home. We just cleaned it up a little bit and came back smelling like his previous keeper's house. And he, as soon as I walked in the door, dude, he was just like sniffing all over me, just like just smelling as much as he could. And then I think he got sad again. He's like, "Oh, I miss it."
Yeah.
I know, buddy. But hey, it's okay. We're all good. But we got a Tribal Hunter review here by Seth Zintak. We're going to hop into this and we're going to see what's up. So, shall we?
Yep.
Here we go.
Hey people, Seth here. Here's our topic
Seth.
of the day. Inflation. Inflation is a global topic. Some of the most powerful people on this planet are the same people responsible for the most inflation. Coincidence?
I saw that boogie.
Not. You might think it's just a way of printing liquidity for short-term gain and no consequence. Because, after all, everything is tethered to the dollar since we abolished the Bretton Woods system in 1971.
Yeah, we went off the gold standard and now everything's free game.
Nothing's worth anything anymore. It's all pretend.
Yes. It's like we're playing a gigantic game of Whose Line Is It Anyway? The points don't matter and everything's made up.
Especially the money.
Especially the money, yes. Oh. Is that right, Asher? You upset about money being made up too? Not actually having any inherent value? Yeah, me too, buddy.
So, even if you're holding pounds, euros, or yen, it doesn't matter, because you're equally screwed. Our hyperinflation is your hyperinflation. Enjoy. In conclusion, the Federal Reserve is run by hyperinflation fetishists. But here's the thing, they're not doing it...
God dang! I did not need that imagery, but it's so perfect. I did not expect that. It's so good. By hyperinflation fetishists. That is so good. Oh.
For money. They're doing it because they're perverts and they find it to be extremely, extremely hot. Now, let's talk about something completely unrelated. Tribal Hunter is a completely innocent game where you play as an anthro lizard who is sent to guard over the land. You fight, you protect the innocent. You consume your enemies by ventilating them directly into your mouth. And it's really funny because if you eat too much, he gets large. Oh god, imagine that. And what if he ate even more and got even larger?
Oh,
well,
Jesus.
That would be crazy. But don't eat too much or you're gonna pop. This is...
So he's basically Kirby, but without the
infinite chasm.
Yeah, without the lack of limits.
Yeah, so it's it's basically like handicapped Kirby. That's sad.
This is an allegory for your blood vessels, which are going to pop if you keep going down this road, because soon enough, the only way you can keep going down this road is in a motorized mobility scooter. And
Dear Lord, okay. Seth, you did not have to pull up a picture of future me here, man. Come on now. That's just unfair. Although, I'm joking, by the way, but to be fair, I have seen several of those scooter sows like rolling around. Jesus Christ.
I don't understand why anybody needs a scooter to roll around when they're already the right shape to roll by themselves.
Yeah, they're round. I was gonna say, just tuck your legs in. Tuck your legs in and roll around the store. Just like, play the Sonic the Hedgehog thing if it'll make you feel better.
Become an armadillo.
Yes. Oh, dude, you wouldn't have liked the trip down. We saw a squished armadillo on the side of the road. It was so sad. I saw it. I was like, no!
We saw like 4 of them on the way to Alabama and back the one time.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh. I must have repressed that memory because it was so painful.
answer me this. What will you do when Elon Musk turns off the Tesla battery in the middle of the woods? That's right. You're going to be kissed to death by a pack of nanny dogs who...
Hey. Asher would never do that. Asher's a good boy.
Who just broke out of the local nursery. And guess what? Breakfast was 3 infants ago. You're the main course.
Wow.
Think about that next time you're engorging yourself like the hungry caterpillar that you are. This game plays like a platformer Metroidvania.
Hungry.
It's like the old Metroids if Samus was or could become heavily pregnant, and this grants her gameplay advantages. It's much the same way. When you're small, you're very quick, you're very nimble, and you can platform really easily. When you're large, you hit like a truck. Your damage, your animations, your hitbox, they all scale with your stomach content. However, you become both vertically and horizontally challenged when your footstep is the equivalent of a...
Yeah. It's like, this is a direct image of me trying to crawl under my bed.
Horizontally challenged.
Shit. Damn it. That's when the cats crawl under my bed and I'm trying to get them out from under there. Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, even my titties press up against my chin like what's happening right here.
When each footstep is the equivalent of a quake in Asia, jumping is the least of your concern. This might not be politically correct to say, but there's no way to sugarcoat it without making you even larger. You're a fat fuck. So...
That's what you hear whenever I'm standing behind... Whenever you see me at a convention and like I'm standing behind you in line, this is what you hear.
Except he's making that up because these mics aren't heavily noise gated, so you'd hear that all the time if that was true.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, I make fat jokes because I can. I got a fat pass. I can do that shit.
How do we shed those pounds? Well, you sit down and you metabolize your food in a matter of seconds. When the morbidly obese blame it on metabolism, this is exactly what they mean. This is what they're competing against. This goddamn lizard just metabolized, and I calculated this, by the way. I took an average slaughter-sized 250-pound hog, and he ate 3 of those, which, in a span of 15 seconds, he has digested completely. That's over 500,000 calories reabsorbed into his body. And still we're asking stupid questions like, why can he breathe fire? Here's a question. Why wouldn't he? Sitting down?
Yeah, again.
It's called acid reflux.
Yeah, that's...
If you eat that much that fast, it's going to happen.
Also, another thing, too, I can't really say anything about my brother Ethan anymore because he's starting to develop a pot belly. And I'm just like, I saw him at the pool, and I was like, hey, Ethan, what's this, buddy? And he's just like, I'm getting fat, man. I'm just like, ha. Finally, thank God. Only took him, 30 years for his metabolism to finally catch up with him? But there is one person, actually, no, 2 people, 3 people that we currently know that can hoover anything and not gain an ounce.
I know Jack's one of them.
Well, okay, 4. So Jack, Jacob, 80.
Jacob to an extent.
Well, dude, Jacob eats more than I do, dude, and he is like still like incredibly in good shape, and he doesn't work out either. That's the thing. He he told me last time he went to the gym was with me, and that was about 6 months ago.
Kathan says he can, but I only ever really see him eat small portions once or twice a day. So.
You need to go on a trip with him, dude, because we ate out basically every time we were down there in South Carolina. He was finished with his food before I'd even eaten a quarter of it. And it was like, and I'm not talking small meals either. I'm talking like a full tray from Zaxby's. I'm talking like a full like large pizza.
To be fair, I eat like that too, but my metabolism doesn't work like his. So.
No, I know. See what I mean?
Yeah.
It's different. Everyone's body chemistry is different. And this isn't me saying, oh, here's the thing. I'm not feeling sorry for myself. I know if I were to work out and actually like try and do better, I could lose weight and I could be in better shape.
Who the fuck wants to put forth effort like that?
I actually do. And I meant to, and again, because this month's been so complicated, I haven't been able to keep up my goal of going to the gym twice a week. But hey, just because I haven't been able to do that doesn't mean I can't do it. So, yeah. Anyway, let's keep on going.
Quickly trade satiety for health, and it's your primary way of healing up between fights. It's actually genius design. Like, think about it. You're making a game and you get really happy when things get larger. That dopamine hits hard, like coronary heart disease. But where do we go from here? It's already half a screen, and the commission artist is just not responding anymore. After the last request, there's no sign of him. Their postal address leads us to a monastery in Middle England. We have to deflate and get smaller as part of a gameplay mechanic, just like free refills at a Denny's. We can get large over and over again. You get power-ups, you get stronger, and you get access to more levels. Naturally, the most common and relevant form of power-up is increasing your stomach capacity. Now, you might think, oh, my capacity just got 10 points higher. And like me, you might initially miss that firing of a neurons, that transmission of a synapse, where you realize, this isn't my final form. I can get larger.
Yeah, not even my final form, bro. Like it's like you think I'm big now. You just wait.
This isn't my
Look at the jiggle physics, dude.
Final.
I don't want to. It's so awkward.
Larger. And so there's this
strange
drive pushing you forward where you're kind of morbidly fascinated. Because you see, there's many forms of motivation, and ours is to see how large we can possibly get. Who is this game for? Why are we covering it? Why is it important? That's a very simple answer. First, they came for the furry inflationists, and I did not speak out, for I was not a furry inflationist. And then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out. That's why we defend them now, and we get on good terms, so that during the upcoming political upheaval, they can return the favor and vor our enemies. Due to the nature of my work, I cover some really old and really niche games. Problem is, it's hard to get an original copy, so I depend on friends and family to send me a working copy of Bad Rats 2, Punjabi Pre-Cracked No Virus. One of the most stable ways to do this is torrenting, or, as it's more commonly known, trying before buying. Unfortunately, my internet provider...
Wow, just pure like no shame there about admitting to piracy. That's ballsy, Seth.
I mean, here's the thing: is that it's been proven that like a really large percentage of people that torrent a game end up buying it later if they like it.
This is true, and I know that people talk about.
So it really is kind of like trying before buying for a lot of people.
I remember Hollywood for the longest time was saying like, "Oh, we need to clamp down on piracy. Piracy is costing us so much money." Check's book. Yeah, record profits in 2016. Record profits 2017. Record profits 2018. Record profits 2019. 2020. We don't talk about 2020. We all know what happened. 2021. Yeah, still carryover. 2022 so far. Record profits. Yeah, I call bullshit.
The people who work there are the product of a brother and sister.
Not to mention, how Hollywood can make even more record profits?
I don't want to look at that picture, but go ahead.
Make good stuff.
Yeah. Well, just like Top Gun Maverick. Fucking amazing movie. And it's been watched by a shit ton of people and has made over, I think, $1.4 billion. Do more of that, please. I mean, that's why I go to movies. I go to movies to be entertained. I don't go to movies to be told that I'm a piece of shit because I'm a certain, like, I am an insert, group here, which is what I see nowadays more than ever. But, anyway.
And the people who work there are the product of a brother and sister who loved each other a little too much, as they cannot distinguish.
Technically, well, okay, they were cousins, but ugh.
Still, what the fuck?
Between illegal torrenting
fucked.
and me trying to download a legitimate copy of a game I already own. So they throttle my connection and my internet grinds to a halt. Thank you, Verizon, for the opportunity to pay $89.99 monthly, all for the luxury of having no internet. Despite this, like a battered housewife, I insisted they're doing it because they love me. Then, about a month later, I received a cease and desist from Verizon telling me that I'm most definitely going to jail, giving me a list of racially motivated gangs I can choose to join once inside. I've never owned a paper shredder before, but I gotta tell you, it's strangely satisfying. That's my first letter this week.
Yes, yes. Paper shredders are amazing. Dude, I have one upstairs. It doesn't only grind up papers, it grinds up CDs. If there's ever an old CD that I'm looking at, just like, yeah, I don't like this. So satisfying.
So I realized my internet provider really doesn't know what's best for me. So instead, I chose to install ExpressVPN. When I run ExpressVPN, my internet traffic goes through a secure encrypted server.
That's
so
what we do. That's what we use right there.
My download speed because they can't see what I'm doing, nor can they see the sites I visit when I'm working hard at my job and sell my mental illness to
Naughty
advertisers.
kitchen
It's
tile.
incredibly...
Hey, man, kitchen tiling's fucking sexy. What can I say, man?
Sometimes.
Well, okay, fair enough. But when it's
Really
done
hard.
right,
It's really hard to keep clean.
when it's done right, think about it. It is beautiful.
easy to use. All I had to do is download the app, tap a single button.
I'm not going to
just
shame
like
you,
that,
Seth.
I'm
You're
fully
awesome.
secured. And ExpressVPN
You know what
does
I
all
want for
this
kitchen tile,
without
come to think of
slowing
it?
my connection.
What's that?
I want fucking black grout.
I agree with that. Yeah,
We
black
need
grout
kitchen
because-
tile as black grout so it can't get fucking so dirty it's noticeable.
Yes, I agree with that. Now the
Because
tile,
when you make it light colored, it fucking turns darker and darker over time, and you start to notice how gross it is.
I would say
And it's hard as shit to clean.
the tile that we have up there is really good. I like that color. I like the color of tile we have up there.
Just replace the grout. With
Just
black
replace the grout with black.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I would do.
just basically get some black sand and whatever
Oh yeah.
they make grout out of. I'm assuming sand might be a
Well,
component that I don't
it's
know.
sand and a little bit like a concrete mixture. So if we got black sand and that concrete mixture, it would be either really like be black or like a really, really, really dark gray. Either way, it's better than what we got.
So stop letting internet providers arbitrarily decide what you can and can't do with something you pay good money for every month. Protect yourself today from the misinformed decisions of mega corporations who don't care if you live or die by using the same VPN I've trusted since 2019. 3 years and they never failed me once. How about that for an endorsement? Sign up now and you can get 3 months of ExpressVPN for free by visiting expressvpn.com/Seth.
Hey, ExpressVPN.
Description box
Like,
below.
we're
Thank
open
you to
for,
ExpressVPN for sponsoring this
we're
video.
open for some,
Gameplay is pretty
sponsorships.
straightforward. You help out your local village by beating the shit out of everything and consuming their dead bodies. For an island guardian, you're actually quite terrifying, and the village itself is a really nice place. What a beautiful day on God's earth. I wonder, what shall I do today? Work on myself? Develop my skills? Care for my friends and family? I know, I'll spend my entire life online and become increasingly weird and isolated, divorced from reality. Self-esteem?
What's that?
I like the little things.
I didn't mean to like mimic him. I swear to God, I'm not a mimic. But dear God. Oh, the amount of times I've been there. Self-esteem? What's that?
people. They give you a sense of community
Hey,
and a purpose
Bupper!
for why you're doing what you're doing. I also found out the flying minigame is a really good way to make money. On the other hand, it's really difficult to explain to friends the nature of your anger. There's not many ways to say, I popped. Like Icarus, I flew too close to the sun. Or in this case, I flew too close to one chicken dinner too many. And I have to repeat the entire stage. You can play using a keyboard or controller, but I strongly recommend a controller for your own comfort and sanity. Personally, I think the platforming is incredibly difficult. I've had situations where I can clear the entire level, but I can't
To be
make a
honest,
single
I
jump
have
to
a
save
lot of
my
trouble
life. And then
playing
I proceed to
side-scrolling
repeatedly
platformers
use the
with a
same
keyboard.
trap.
Yeah, again,
For some reason, the controller just works better for me.
if it was more purpose-built for that, or if they developed the game on that, yeah. For instance, Jak and Daxter, the Precursor's Legacy and stuff like that, it's really only meant to be played on controller.
I feel like if they put proper camera controls on the mouse, I could play that with it. I'm not talking 3D platformers. I'm talking
I'm talking side-scrolling,
yeah,
right?
2D side scrollers. I can't play with a keyboard.
You see Mario games.
But for some reason, I can definitely play Super Metroid with a keyboard. But I think that's just because I've done it so fucking much.
Probably. Yeah.
Until I die. You have two spells. Fire
Like
and
Ori.
egg. What do they do? Well,
What?
it's pretty
Ori and the Blind
self-explanatory.
Forest
Fire
can't
is
fucking do
fire,
it.
And egg
It
can...
has to be a controller.
Ori and the... Yeah. Yeah, well, again, that's a hell of a game.
Make a cow forcibly pregnant. Not really much more to say about that. We know the rest. The milk industry, reptile eggs. Some would argue you can't have one without the other. You get extra skills and abilities by defeating bosses, which in turn can be used to access new areas. Music is pretty nice. You hear the same tracks often, but they're not grating or pronounced, so they don't really feel repetitive. Some sounds are not balanced for the rest of the game. Each time I hit an armored pig, my speakers shake and my table travels. In town, you can buy items and I strongly recommend them. They can save your life or a trip back home, which can be quite a bit of backtracking. Thankfully, you unlock the ability to fast travel relatively early into the game. I actually love it because the animation is based on your current weight. So if you're thin, you can tell it's a very pleasant ride. If you're not, well, it's clearly more of a struggle.
This bird's just like, I regret everything. Fuck this life.
It's like, what the fuck, man?
It's like, lose some weight, dude.
I should have charged extra.
Yeah.
To stay in the air. At some point, I realized...
Actually, I think it'd be funny if they did the thing like the deer or the deers from Castle Crashers. You know, rocket, poop propelled, and while he was flying around, like with you being too heavy, like every time he flapped his wings, like.
Eventually get caught and bloated by slime plants, break free, spit out the slimes, kill them, and generate infinite XP. Unfortunately, I have to witness something unsettling each time I do this. So no, I don't think it's an exploit. It's an intentional form of torture. Everything you gain is outweighed by everything you lose. Namely, the ability to close your eyes ever again without that image burned into your skull. Enemies are varied and will harm you in one of two ways. One, they can kill you. Two, they can forcibly feed you until you explode. This is a similar experience to visiting grandma. The longer you stay, the higher your risk of cardiac arrest.
God dang it! You're right. I love my grandma to death, but every time I go over, she always just wants to feed me.
Well, my grandparents aren't around no more, so I don't have
Won't
that
kill
risk as
you
much
out
anymore.
of hatred. She'll drown you in the pancake syrup river of love. Also, the death sequence for getting too full is arguably more difficult to swallow. Food is both your strength and weakness. You must constantly toe the line between obesity and death. They say video games are not the greatest medium for storytelling, but I disagree. When you see your obese lizard grappling the side of a cliff, his face says it all. Without words, he evokes one singular emotion: concern. The enemy placement in this game is brutal. Forget those two archers in Anor Londo. That will seem like a pleasant memory
those
when you're getting
bastards.
stunlocked by roast turkey. You get XP pretty generously, and this lets you upgrade your abilities at any time. Many of these are locked until you get later into the game. I don't have any recommendations except get healing on your punches, because relying on digestion for health is okay, but you can't do magic on an empty stomach. And that's a shame, because playing the game as a tactical egg artillery is objectively the best experience. Imagine seeing something pouring from the sky, and it's either going to kill you or make you pregnant. That's quite...
Seeing the armor burst.
Terrifying.
the funniest
Critique.
shit ever.
I hate slimes. I really dislike them. That is all. Besides that, sometimes animations really don't look like they should affect you, but they do. Like, you can feel a hammer's shockwave when you're not even on the same floor. It's a minor complaint, and they'll probably fix this. You know what? It's a furry developer. In all likelihood, they will fix this, and they're currently taking notes. That's the difference. You want something done? Stop recruiting on LinkedIn. Go to Fur Affinity instead. Also, some of the controls can be awkward, but you can remap them. And also, you're just gonna get used to it. Reverse critique. I really like the idle animations. That is all. In conclusion, I give Tribal Hunter a full out of belly. It was there for me during a difficult period of my life. Each time I made any money, I would flash my wads of cash outside my wallet and comically lose them to a strong gust of wind each time. Eventually, I was left with nothing, just me and a small bag of crack. I knew I had to get my life together, so I smoked the whole bag, using them to outrun cars and siphon gasoline from their tanks, usually at the same time. I would describe the experience like using the devil trigger from Devil May Cry. I used high gasoline prices to in turn buy more crack, which I used to call fueling my addiction. I found this joke to be very amusing. I would repeat it often to the same homeless man I would hound for hours, running circles around him as he cried and wept. And here I am today. Thank you, Tribal Hunter, for giving me my life back. Hey, sorry for stretching out the video, but I'm happy to inform you all that Tribal Hunter is now on GOG. Follow my GOG link at /UNICEF for 15% off. For every dollar you spend,
man.
I will personally steal a liter of clean drinking water from the children that need it most. Forget charities that make things better. I promise I'll make them worse. The developers told us they're really close to a 1.0 release, so even if you buy now, the game is going to leave early access in a couple of days. As always, more content to come, so stay tuned. Or don't. It's an open door policy.
Oh my
A warm
God.
thanks to the many members of the Merchants Guild generously funding and bankrolling these videos. You're all truly wonderful. Unless you're mentally unstable, in which case I recommend comprehensive psychiatric therapy. Have a good one.
Damn. There are so many things.
That game made me feel very uncomfortable.
Yes, same. Made me feel extremely uncomfortable. I don't know what to say right now. I'm just...
I could have done without knowing that exists.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So, thank you very much for that, Seth. I am now mentally scarred for the rest of my life. Thank you. So,
I'm gonna go drink.
Huh?
I think I'm gonna go drink.
Go get another one? Yeah, I understand that. But, yeah, everyone, thank you all very much for tuning in. That was Tribal Hunter Review Hyperinflation Edition.
Oh, yeah. I see the thumbnail, so it reminds me. Anybody who wants an update on me playing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, I turned it on to try it finally. And just playing the tutorial, I can already tell that game is stupid ahead of its time. Like, I saw that game in Walmart when I was a kid on a CD-ROM, right?
Uh-huh.
That's an old game.
Yes.
But it is, like, super ahead of its time. Like, it looks really good so far from what I played.
Well,
like,
there you
I'm
are.
stoked to get into more of it at some point in the near future.
I hope so, man. I hope that maybe you'll play it for Halloween.
Yeah, maybe. I got a lot of other scary games to play, though.
True.
And it seems kind of like the kind of game that I might actually end up playing for a great many more months than just Halloween.
Yeah. Well, all right, everybody. Well, until next time, signing off, I'm Nate.
I am Nick.
See you later, everybody. Bye-bye.